everyone. It is my pleasure to be here with you. So let me tell you a little bit about myself, and then we'll focus most of the time with Hathors and their energy, which is absolutely beautiful. So, who am I? I am Dr. Yafi Yair. I am a doctor of clinical psychology and a multidimensional channel. So as you can imagine, clinical psychology, as left brain field as it gets, well, there are a few others that join the list, but it's definitely up there. So my whole life has been a back and forth of left brain, right brain, creative, intuitive, scientific, intellectual. So it's this whole journey of harmonizing and balancing, going back and forth. As a part of my professional world, well, actually, I'll start with my spiritual awakening. So about 12, 13 years ago, I had my latest spiritual awakening, like many people here, I'm sure. And it really, first it was personal. My interest in anything spiritual, paranormal, my intuition woke up. I started meditating every day. I started attending the Monroe Institute, which is a fascinating topic on its own. Can fill up several presentations, so we're not going to get into that today, but an amazing place to explore consciousness. And I've been going there for 13 years. And professionally, I discovered hypnosis, which was just such a beautiful and fascinating gateway of bringing spirituality into the clinical world. Started exploring the subconscious. First, I was trained in clinical hypnosis. Then through Brian Weiss, I discovered past life regression. Then with Michael Newton, life between lives. Then Dolores Cannon, QHHT, my mind just kept on expanding and expanding. And then my world took me into the channeling world. And Hathor was one of the first source that introduced themselves to me. Now, sometimes I say she, sometimes I say them, and we're going to talk a little bit about it and why that is. But I will mention that when Hathor first came to me, I had no idea who Hathor was. I was born and raised in Israel. I was never very history-oriented or mythology-oriented, so I really just had no idea. In fact, when I heard the name Hathor, I expected some masculine warrior. Hathor! I expected lightning bolts to be shooting out. And to my surprise, as soon as I called her in, her, them, and integrated with that essence, I felt this expanse of nurturing, loving energy that just totally blew me away. I fell in love with the essence immediately. Fortunately for me, the people I was with that were asking questions as I was channeling knew who Hathor was. They have heard of the name, so they had better context what questions to ask. And indeed, it was a really beautiful experience. And to my surprise, Hathor kept on coming up again and again and again and again, eventually becoming obvious. It's a long-term relationship with this beautiful, loving essence. Now, who here knows who Hathor is or are? Okay. Not that many of you, which is actually surprising. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Hathor. We know of the name Hathor from ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, she was a goddess. Not only a goddess, she was known as the mother of all the gods. So here you have the picture of the archetypal mother, the divine feminine, beginning to form. So she was known as the mother of all the god. Her symbol was of a cow, because just like the cow nurses us with milk, she nursed from her milk to all the gods. And that's how she's known in ancient Egypt. And she's the divine feminine, the goddess of love, goddess of music and sound and of dancing. And as I mentioned, I didn't know any of that when I started channeling, which was in a way good because it kept the information pristine. So everything that came through from my internal impressions because I didn't have any external impressions. So all the external was after the fact, was validation, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, so Hathor, ancient Egypt goddess, but divine feminine. That's a little more broad than a goddess, than a being, right? How does that work? Well, very, very recently, actually, they explained that whole thing to me, very, very recently, which I was very appreciative because it really gave me some context into their identity and their nature. So why divine feminine? Well, they explain that their first remembrance of their own eminence from source is the flow of creation, which they say is feminine in essence, in its essence. So from their own perspective, that is their first awareness of their existence here in this realm. So hence the divine feminine. From there, they went on and integrated their essence with the Sirius star system, Sirius A and Sirius B, possibly Sirius C as well. After they were integrated with that energy, they went ahead and began incarnating in the planet, a planet within the Sirius B star system. That's where they incarnated as different physical forms and evolved and eventually ascended and became a collective. Hence, Hathor is also the Hathor's Assyrian collective. So you really have different layers of their identity. And as a Syrian collective, they have been involved with different intelligences and different civilizations, helping to spread life throughout the cosmos. So they have been involved with our beautiful Mother Earth and with humanity even before us, or they're a part of us. So they have always been involved. However, they come into physical contact with us as external beings and us as humans when we go through critical times. So right now, as you know, we're going through an acceleration of change. Everything is changing. We are shifting together into the next octave. This is the language they have been using lately. And just like in ancient Egypt, now they are here again. So at first they're here in energy, in consciousness, coming through me, coming through, I'm sure, other channelers. I know the name Tom Kenyon has been brought up to me a lot as someone who's channeled similar energies. So they have been involved with the planet. However, a couple of years ago, there was an update that I find maybe the most exciting thing that I've heard from them. A couple of years ago, they announced through me in a conference, not even in the comfort of my little Sunday group. I was channeling in a conference, and all of a sudden they announced that they are here in the physical on the planet once again, just like ancient Egypt. And that's a recent development, and that's a part of them preparing us moving towards physical contact. So gradually we're being introduced to the frequencies, to the physicalities, to the mental, energetic, emotional wealth of different masters, different guides. As we are getting closer to them in frequency, they are getting closer to us, and we are approaching this really exciting concept of open contact. So as you see, there's so many layers to their identity, their nature, the messages they bring through. It's really endless. So I'm going to stop here. The last thing I'm going to mention is I'm going to talk about what we're going to do here today. So momentarily, I will put myself in a trance state, and I'll call Hathor. We will start with field tuning. I'm sure you all know what light language is. If you're here, you probably know light language. Hathor is, one of their specialties is sound, frequency through sound. So they work a lot with sound, they work a lot with frequencies, and they do what we call light language, but they do it a little differently. So the part that's more spoken In my internal experience, I feel it is Isis speaking. And the part that's more singing and tones and tuning, that's more Hathor. Although Isis is related to Hathor, but we won't get into that. So they're going to do the field tuning, and what it does is they send their energy through the sound, and they work with your own energy system, energy centers, a lot with the heart, a lot with the brain, and a lot with the grounding. So that's the first thing they're going to do in terms of the transmission. Then they're going to talk to you for a little bit, and then they're going to take Q&A. So you will get the opportunity to ask questions. And when you ask questions, you can ask questions with the intention to have the answer in English, the intention to have the answer in light language, or if you think of a third creative way, let me know. Okay? So, for the portion of the field tuning, I really invite you to close your eyes and settle in. That's when you really have the opportunity to feel their energy, to feel their frequency. And from there on, I'm going to let them do their thing. Katia nirastia nama herania moho kureinaye hekraniato rostuhoma heraniato hosturuma Hukraniataro mahakriani Uhuromayena hakriamo horuoma Nerayetaro homaera kineraya Hitretiena homarenia Hekrianato prianitarea hom Greetings and blessings to you all. It is our pleasure to be here with you in this space. We can see and feel the walls vibrating as you extend your light bodies and vibrate with us in the beautiful symphony of coherence. Whenever two things resonate in a similar shape, function, or frequency, they activate each other. It is a natural process. So, when you expose yourself to harmonies that are harmonized, to sound that is vibrating with love and light, coherence and harmony, you begin aligning yourself with your own internal harmonious state. Once this happens, you begin to amplify your field. Naturally, it happens. The more harmonious you are, the more amplified you are. The more amplified you are, the more you begin resonating coherence with others around you that are also resonating in harmony and coherence. That is how you exponentially spread harmony and the state of coherence. That is why when you yourself do whatever inner work, whatever practices you can do in order to truly clear yourself, truly own your own humanness, your own strength, your own heart, the more you affect the human collective field to resonate in coherence. And when that happens, even the most distant elements within the collective, so people, for example, that you may consider as evildoers, the farthest from you from the collective in terms of energetically, even those far elements feel the ripple of coherence vibrating throughout the field. They don't need to be aware of it. So those people do not need to be aware of guides or beings or spirituality or frequency or light codes. But they will feel the changes in their personality, in their lives, in their preferences. Similarly to when you look back at a time in your life where everything shifted. There are many times in your lives where such shifts happen. There are steps that happen along the way, energetic steps. In fact, this channel, Yafi, mentioned to you in her presentation before the channeling in 2011 or 12, she had this spiritual awakening. This is such step, such wave going throughout the collective field of humanity, affecting everything within this field. The impact will be personal to the person experiencing it. So your starting point and your level of openness will be a huge factor as to how those waves interact with you and affect you. But there is no way not to be affected. Now, you know these are times of accelerated change, as was mentioned. These times are so exciting for us. Although we do not exist in linear time and we do not really wait, we will say that we have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this. Us and many other civilizations, collectives, and ET races. You call them ET races. We are using your terminology for the ease and convenience of communication. But be aware that whenever language, whenever words, categories, titles are involved, it aids the understanding while compromises the accuracy of the information or energetic transmission. But still we use your words, and that is how we convey the information. So yes, you are currently at the height of the shift. This is not something that is happening in the future. It is something that is here now. In the past couple of months, you have been squeezed through the eye of the needle with this winter cycle being the catapult that pushes you forward. So the next few months, and of course the next few years, are going to be crucial for humanity. So much is going to unfold. So much is already unfolding. Some of it is at the edge of your awareness, and some of it is beyond. Some things we can share with you, and others you will have to wait to experience anew for yourself as it arrives. But indeed, these are exciting times, and a lot is shifting. You are all preparing for this jump to the next octave, which includes within it so many elements that all of you have been waiting for. Elements such as peace, communities coming together, the divide and separation getting narrower and narrower as our collective field is more and more resonating in harmony with each other and with all that is, with oneness. All that have been promised to you is coming. It is coming in steps, in small revelations and big revelations, but it is coming and it is here. And for that, we congratulate you. We congratulate ourselves and all the many others that are here participating in this beautiful evolution. And yes, there are extraterrestrial races. There are many beings and types of beings that are native to your planet that you are not aware of, but a part of this evolution into open contact will include open contact, communications, relationships with other beings, whether they're nature spirits, whether they're angelics, and beings that you currently don't really have names or categories for. Or maybe some tribes do, but not others. So a lot is going to open and unveil in the next few months, and even more so in the next few years. And it is our privilege to walk hand in hand with you through this beautiful process and journey. Now, we feel this is a good time to invite you to participate in the conversation. So, If anything that we mentioned triggered your curiosity, triggered your excitement, you may ask any follow-up or clarification questions regarding that. If you would like any activation on tuning or tuning in light language or field tuning, let us know. We will be happy to provide you with that. And also, that is the third option that the vehicle Yafi had an impression, but she wasn't quite sure. The third option is a meditation. We will be happy if you choose, if you ask, to lead you through different journeys, practices, meditations. So now the world is your oyster, and we are ready to celebrate the pearls with you.
Thank you so much. My question is, along my journey, I've seen more with the light language and different sounds. Movement is a necessity to integrate and take in the energies. Can you discuss that any?
Yes, absolutely. What a beautiful question. So yes, movement and sound really do go together. So generally speaking, what is in motion stays in motion. Your physical bodies are meant to move. They're not meant to be stationary. We know this is not always congruent with your modern way of life, and that is why it is important to be able to fit in movement into your day. And because you're talking to us, the Divine Feminine, the type of movement that we recommend is not really your strict gym regimen muscle building. Yes, we are more about the flow, we are more about music, and we are more about you feeling your body. You allowing energy to move through your body. You are allowing to express it through your body. It is also true for the voice, but to answer this question, we will focus on the portion of the body and the movement. So the more you move your body, the more you're moving energy, the more you're helping your body to stay clear of blocks. Now, obviously, there are different types of movement, but now we mention the movement of flow. So you may have heard of ecstatic dancing, or even if you haven't, you may have had the experience of putting music on and dancing in a way that's not necessarily accepted dance, definitely not with steps or anything like that, but just move to the music, feel the music in your body. Most of you have had the experience of it, and you know how enjoyable it is, how releasing it is. And guess what? It is super healthy for you, super activating, and helps you raise your frequency in ways that few other practices do. So something as simple as moving with pleasure, moving to sound, can actually be a high-level healing modality and healing practice. So we definitely recommend you to try this on. If any of you feel that your body has been too stagnant, develop a daily practice of dance. And you can start with 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long practice, but dance with joy. Feel the music, feel your body. You are moving energy. You are connecting to your true nature, and you're activating your own creativity. Because you're moving the energy, you're allowing the creative flow to enter you more wholly, bringing you more easily to inspiration, to manifestations, and to physical and mental wellness. So yes, Movement is magic, and we could not recommend it more as a part of your daily practice and connecting to your physical bodies. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for this beautiful question.
Hi there, I'm Cooper,
Greetings, Cooper.
and this is a two-part question. The first part is, and I'll give you the relevance, is my understanding is that Isis and Mother Mary are the same energy. Is that correct?
Are we all of the same energy?
No, I understood she was reincarnation. It's not important, so it was just if it was different. So
We're trying to understand we're all a part of Source, so we're all a part of that.
Yeah, there is no me, there's only we, yeah.
Yes, so they are both strands of the divine feminine, but they are not the same person, so it depends what you're asking.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I believe there are many galactic Jedi of the light who came back in what we call time from a future now, an advanced consciousness, to this fork in the road for humanity to help as many humans as possible take the higher fork of the highest timeline so they're not forked, essentially. We agreed to forget through amnesia. We were sprinkled all over the planet in different races and circumstances until we began to wake up and remember who we are and why we came, and remember there is no me, there's only we. Does that seem accurate?
Yes, so as you know, as a part of this change, this shift, this evolution, many of you that have come from different locations, different areas of expertise, different areas of the planet, areas also civilization, such as Atlantis, ancient Egypt, Lemuria, and different tribes on your planet, are here again, indeed, to usher humanity into its next stage of evolution. There are many of you here, and many words and terminology is being used. You use the word Jedi. We have heard the words starseeds being used a lot. There are many indigo children. There are many different ways to describe the phenomena. And it's not only one phenomena, but it is true to generalize that many, many of you, from many walks of life, and we're talking about soul walks of life, are here right now to work together, to bring the individual inner clarity, but also the collective of humanity's inner clarity to come together so we can ascend together with your beautiful planet. This is not a surprise ascension. This has been in the works. This is a part of the structure of reality. It is that permanent. And of course, we're putting here air quotes because nothing is really permanent or unchanging. But this evolution that you're going through, past cycle and future cycle of the planet and humanity, it's not true to say they're predestined because then it sounds like somebody is imposing them on you. It is more accurate to say that they are a part of the structure of reality. We will pause here, but allow any follow-up or clarifications.
Hello, Hathor. My name is Zach.
Greetings, Zach.
Greetings. I believe I'm a fractal of one of your sons. Can you guess which one?
One of our,
I'm a fractal of one of your sons.
the sun.
Your son. You created
My son.
many gods. One of them. Can you guess which one?
We're answering you, but it seems to not coming across very well, so let us try a different way. You are, so first of all, did we lose the mic? What happened? Whoa. It's behind us. On the chair. What did we do? All right, no worries. So first of all, do we sound good?
Yes.
Excellent. Let us confirm that indeed you walked the earth during the time you refer to as ancient Egypt, and indeed you are accurate in saying that you are one of our fractals. Now, you said one of our sons, and we said the sun, S-U-N.
Oh, that's correct.
Oh.
I didn't. I thought S-O-N. Okay.
Yes, yes. So it's true, you have walked the earth during ancient Egypt. You were one of the Atlanteans with the mission to bring the sacred teachings into the New World, what was then called the New World. Today, the New World is often referred to as America, but back then, the New World was actually Egypt. Do you have any other questions, or did you just want us to guess that you are the son of the sun?
No, I got it's exact. You're right on with the sun. I think we both know who that is. And today I paint people in gold because for me it's a connection with the sun. And I feel like I'm completing my mission now in this lifetime.
What you are doing is putting a creative creative dress on the aspect of the energy of gold. So the energy of gold, or golden energy, is directly related to the flow of creation, to the divine feminine, and to goddess energy. Now, there are many other sources, of course, that can be connected to golden energy, but this is one of our identifying frequential characteristics. And the energy of gold is related to the energy of the sun. It's related to the energy of the physical gold, the mineral gold on your planet, and also of golden energies that you work with in the etheric realms connected with the energy of the earth. It is not a coincidence that you call your beautiful planet Mother Earth. So the energy of gold is very feminine in nature. And often, men that choose to work specifically with gold are not aware of the fact that they are indeed harmonizing, balancing the masculine and the feminine. So, any men, any physical man on your planet that works with physical gold is actively working on balancing the masculine and feminine. Now, this is not enough that they do it. There's other work that they must do, of course, but this is an active alchemy.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Greetings.
Greetings.
So hello to everybody too in the audience. I have the pleasure of being in Yafi's group every Sunday. So I've worked with this channel quite a bit, and I think one thing that I would like to ask for clarification with the group consciousness that we are collectively communicating and harmonizing is the idea that I've learned a lot from this group, that I learned is that channeling is what stirs within me. The message is what brings out from within me, that connection within me. And so I was wondering if you could just speak to us a little bit about how that mechanism either works, or the potency of allowing ourselves to feel what a quote-unquote channeling might bring within us.
So, here we will go to a slightly different understanding of the term channeling, the process of channeling. As you may be aware of, you are all channeling all the time, to different degrees and in different ways, but you are all channeling all the time. And the more present you are, the more mindful you are, and the more clear you are, the more you are channeling aspects of your higher self with clarity. So, aspects can mean a lot of things. So you can be channeling just your higher self. Just sounds very limiting, but it is not. It is the beautiful flow of your spirit, of your soul, of your uniqueness as a human, as a physical human, that you go all the way from this density, up, 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 all the way to source. So you have a very wide spectrum to play with here. And the clearer you are, the higher you can reach in your channeling with the least amount of interference. So then you can begin channeling creativity on a higher level, as you are a musician, yes. And it can be any type of channeling. So you can channel whatever work you do. Anyone here in the audience, even if you're an accountant, you can be inspired in your work and channel different aspects of yourself that are relevant to where you are right now. So the joke that we just mentioned, an accountant that is becoming clear and open and begins integrating Arcturian's frequencies with advanced math and advanced light codes, may discover things within their main mundane accounting job that other accountants will not. There is no job that is boring. There is no job that is removed from source. It is only about how the job is conducted. Does this answer your question?
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Hello, Hathor.
Greetings.
When I first started my journey of discovery, I'll call it that, one of my first discoveries is that I come from a race of Atlantean merfolk. I'm a direct descendant of them. When I first discovered this, I didn't believe it. I thought, no, this must be wrong. But throughout my further discoveries, I did discover more of these merfolk, and I've connected with them. They inhabit a civilization that's off the western coast of Ireland. My ancestors come from Ireland, and I've discovered that 60% of the indigenous Irish population on that island today are from this race. that left the ocean for various reasons over the millennia and are living on the island and have no clue that they are from this race. Now, some do, but most don't.
Yes, we would like to interject here and say that when we tune into the water and water-dwelling beings and what you would call more magical beings that are related to Ireland, we're actually feeling a direct connection to Lemuria.
Yes.
So, and you also have Lemurian aspects, yes?
Yes.
And that is, but you also have Syrian aspects and Pleiadian aspects, yes? Yes. And your love for water and a part of your water-dwelling personalities have many different origins. So it's not only Atlantean. You have Lemuria, and you have Atlantis, and you have Ireland, and you have Sirius, and you have the Pleiades, and you have many, many more. So yes, you have this beautiful, loving relationship with the water and with the beings dwelling within the water. And we want to draw the connection between the ones in Ireland and in Lemuria. And that is also where the fairy connection comes, which you are also tapping into, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and these are all energies that are very strongly related to the Lemurian times that are now not repeating, but the frequencies are getting closer to once again. And as a result, a lot of connections that are relevant to that are coming up for you and for many others. And we will say that your communication with dolphins is going to increase even more. And your experiences with fairies and other elementals and nature spirits are also going to increase.
Oh, that's already happening.
But it's going to increase, we're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You are most welcome.
Hi, my name is Shannon.
Greetings.
Hello. So speaking of accelerated change and movement, I've personally been recently experiencing within the past few months a lot of my own energetic changes within my physical body to the point where I've been experiencing energies like that just feel bigger than myself and like an involuntary shaking and twitching within my body. Can you give me more clarity as to what is happening and how can I and we as a collective better prepare our bodies for these new incoming frequencies as you've been talking about?
Absolutely. So, as often happens, you partially answered yourself within the question. What is happening? What is the shaking? What is this weird physical symptoms that so many are experiencing? Buzzing in different places in the bodies. Some days you're too tired and you're so fatigued. Other days you can't sleep and you're feeling wired. These are all what some like calling ascension symptoms. It is really your body calibrating to new energies, to higher frequencies, and to all the different parts of yourself that are reaching to you from different dimensions. So this is something that many are experiencing right now. And you ask what's the best thing you can do for your body to support your body in this beautiful change. Well, support. Support is support. If your body needs rest, give it the rest that it needs and give it to it with love, not with guilt, not with worry or concern that something may be wrong, but with love and appreciation and joy. If your body wants to move, give it some fun movement. If your body, be in touch with your body. Your body needs a lot of hydration and a lot of water. Your body will talk to you and tell you what it needs. So, we recommend being good listeners to your body, being good friends, supportive and compassionate towards your body. Of course, the same advice goes to your mind, but here we're addressing the physical body. It is going through a lot of changes. So as much as you can, reduce the fear, reduce concern, and increase allowance. Trust that your beautiful physical vehicle, this magical device that is taking you through this world, is resilient and is adaptive. It is constantly changing and constantly communicating with you. So the more you learn to listen to it and to be good to it, the more it will listen to you and be good to you.
Oh, thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the last question.
Hi, my name is Karen. Thank you.
Greetings, Karen.
I'm on my third awakening, and this is much more transformational. I know that my husband, my mother, and my sister are strong components of, key components of my spirit guides. I'm trying to learn more about my spirit guide team. I have seen and am aware there is an ancient soul being, older man with long white beard that, what I understand, has never lived an earthly life. I'm just wondering if you can tell me who he is, or that being is.
Okay, so we will say that your question is, who is the being that is
On my spirit guide team, with the long beard, that he shows himself to me as, or what entity or beings or other light beings are part of my spirit guide team that are connecting with me.
Okay, so we do detect a masculine guide that is working with you. He can appear to you in different ways. He can appear with a beard or without a beard. He is non-physical. So the beard or any other aspect of the appearance is the representation of his essence in a way that is true to his essence, and also the way that is true to your intake of his essence. So you can relate to it, you can understand it, and you can build on it. So he doesn't have a beard in the way that you may think of it, but
Exactly.
It is masculine. He is very, very large, and it is partially because he is non-physical. Now, we are getting associations with some Greek and Roman gods, such as they had Poseidon, the god of the sea. So one of your guides is such guide. It is related to nature, and he is one of the gods of the old world.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I guess I'm finding or feeling that my husband and I have had thousands of lives together on this earth and other dimensions. And I get a feeling from some of the channeling and readings that I'm involved in that perhaps it's Lyran, possibly Lemuria, possibly Syria, possibly Atlantean, and possibly even back to Egypt. But I'm just not sure yet. I'm still getting into that, so I don't know if you read any of that.
Yes, so indeed, you have had many, many existences together on and off the planet. The one that we would like to share with you is one that you may not expect, and it is one of plant life.
Really?
This is one of your initial life together. You were two aquatic plants in the same small environment, and this was not on the planet Earth, it was on another planet, and you were in the same ecosystem, and you essentially became one through your plant life. And you formed this connection and appeared in different lives, different forms together.
Oh, thank you so much. Brilliant.
You may share your love for shared cooking
Yes.
because of that initial point of origin as plants.
And love of nature. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I'm blessed. Thank you.
You are most welcome. And with this, we thank you for your openness. We thank you for your heart. And we thank you for your willingness to do this hard work and try so hard to do so with a smile, as this is the heart, the seed of your path towards this beautiful future that we are promising you, that it is already here. Hariania harakuta reania ma. Huromania kirastia nuturusta ha maya. Harania kurustuhuma herania turustaham. Hukreania turastiana. Harianukurustianita har anom. Ukriana tarustuyana. Kakriana aromona ar on